What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers podcast, episode 144. And we are back after a very lovely Thanksgiving. Again, nice and fat over here on these parts. I don't know how fat you've been getting, Ginger, but it's just been nonstop Thanksgiving food since
Thanksgiving.
Like,
literally just making the most giant plates, eating all of it, overstuffed, sitting here like, ready for bed.
It's been beautiful. Yeah. It's been glorious. I hope everyone had a great time celebrating Thanksgiving, if you do. But we're back today to talk about the PFL card that happened this Friday. What a terrible experience, I have to say, right off the start. I was so sleepy. It was terrible.
Yeah.
All of the people that I like just listening to podcasts, whatever, and everyone is talking about this, it's like, I'm not fucking watching the prelims. Like, you know what I mean? Just like all that. And
yeah.
I'm just like, the lack of commitment, you know? And then I slept for 2 hours before the prelims, and it was awful.
Yeah, it was really rough watching some of this, but honestly, I think that if people skip the prelims, they missed a lot of good stuff on there.
Yeah,
just a lot of people that'll be fun to watch in the future. Just shit, there was a really good amateur bout on there, you know, like just a lot of good stuff throughout the prelims. And of course, the main card.
Then I had the experience of trying to just not get on social media, so I didn't have it spoiled because I was at work, and then having to watch it after work, drank a couple mics hard during, and just was like, yeah, this is fun, this is fine. Completely opposite experience of Jimmy.
Yeah, because that main card was absolutely amazing.
Yes.
First kind of thoughts out of it, was this the best PFL championship card that they've ever had?
Absolutely.
I think so, at least from the ones I've watched.
I think it definitely is. Everyone performed like they wanted, like that they wanted that win. They were looking for finishes, like, you know, they were really out there going to fucking fight.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just a lot of things going into it where it was like, oh, how is this fight going to go? A lot of questions asked and answered, and, you know, like, I just feel like it was one of the more meaningful cards, and it just delivered for sure.
100%. Just like you said, everyone really fought for the finish. 6 title fights on that main card, 5 of them going to finish. The only one going to all 5 rounds was the main event, which we can get into first. It was returning champ from 2022, Brendan Loughnane. He lost last year during the regular season to Jesus Pinedo, who ended up winning the title that year. So, you know, no shame in that. Comes back this year, rattles off 3 straight. That's just also, is this the best one? Because not only, did the fights deliver being fun and you got the great performances, the great finishes, the only time in PFL history where all 12 fighters coming in were 3-0 in the season heading into the...
Damn.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Didn't know that.
Because, they always have something go on where someone falls out, something happens, and, you got to pull in a guy that's already lost.
Or,
or just simply, the way the points go, and it's like maybe they had a first-round finish, so even though they lost, it still worked out that they ended up here, and
like someone gets 2 decision wins with 6 to have 6 points, someone loses but then gets a first-round finish, you know, it's... So, just definitely another little interesting fact with that. But, Loughnane gets 3 straight, coming in against Timur Khizriev, obviously also 3 in a row, and... Going into it, for sure had the thought, if the first round plays out where Brendan is just being too patient, not getting enough done, and then, he gets taken down, and you know what I mean, he's just losing time on the clock, it's just I just feel like it's going to play like that throughout the rest of the fight.
Yeah, but... It's just crazy because that's not actually how it went for to still get the same result, you know? He came out there, he knew he had to fight, you know? He was throwing way more strikes than he was in his last one, coming into the first round. But it was when he tried to throw the spinning back kick, just absolutely fucked it up, ended up on his back, and Timur right on top of him for the rest of the round.
No, because Timur did it twice, and it was absolutely beautiful of just waiting for that, and as soon as he did, dove right in on the leg. So he, you know what I mean? It's like you're going for an ankle pick on someone that's mid-spin on a single foot. It's like they're falling right to the ground as soon as you get a hold of them, you know? And Just really good for Timur Khizriev, just getting the timing, being able to capitalize on that, and then also just beating up Brendan much more than I did expect throughout the fight as well. Had his nose and face just all bloodied and busted up, looking like a mess by the end of the 5 rounds.
No, for sure. That was one of the big things that I took from the fight was like his striking looked real good in there, and like just again, it looked like he was fully committing to his shots and like he was actually trying. Like, nah, I got to get him out of there. You know. Yeah. Obviously, Brendan just tough as shit, just durable. You know, whatever. But yeah, I also really liked how this was the first championship series that PFL has allowed elbows in the championships, which is amazing, and everyone utilized it.
Yeah.
Which was really nice.
Right away. Definitely a noticeable difference in the fights.
For sure, because it's like we watch so many fights where people, they don't utilize everything they have, and it's like PFL gave it to them, and they were like, yup, new tool. Like, so that was good.
Hell yeah.
But just great performance from him. Ginger, you looking up?
Yeah, I know. I was just going to say.
Yeah, no, I was looking.
Ginger, what you digging into?
Because I remember he, like, obviously, like, after he lost, like, I saw that someone, like, there's a headline that he made a statement, but he didn't. Yeah, it's nothing that I thought, like, maybe he would have said something else. Because, like, during the fight, I did notice this after the commentary team pointed out. Something seemed like it was wrong with Brendan's right leg throughout the fight. He wasn't switching stances as much as he normally did. I don't know if there was just, like, something he did in the fight, if it was something before the fight. Like, obviously, like, he didn't say anything, so we will not know unless someone directly asks him, hey, was there something wrong with your leg during that fight? And maybe it just wasn't made. The game plan was just to stay in that stance, but just something just didn't seem right with it.
Oh, yeah, because I remember them bringing that up, and I, like with you saying, I remember when he was making the walkout as he was going down the ramp, it looked like he did like a little stump, got tripped up like at some point, and just kind of in my head, it was just like, oh, like, is that nothing? You know what I mean? Whatever. And then, like, with them, like, talking about it, it was like, okay, maybe there is something, you know what I mean?
I definitely didn't notice that. Yeah, because by the second round, it looked like he was fighting different, but I simply thought that was just the threat of the striking plus the takedowns, that it didn't come down to a point of his patience of, I'm looking for that one kill shot. He was just looking for something to do and couldn't really find it because Timur was on it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. 100%. Like, I'm not trying to take anything away from the Khizriev's win. I'm just like, I just remember there be like that discussion, me just like thinking like, that does seem a little... does seem a little messed up because he isn't switching like he normally does and all that, but, No,
yeah, because it's
like... it could have also been part of the game plan to begin with, and it just like, maybe just something like during the fight, like when he was throwing a kick, throwing something, trying to defend a takedown, like just mess it up, and it's just like, well, you gotta deal with it at that point.
Because he was staying orthodox the entire time, right?
Yes.
I wonder if it was even something of like, don't want to go southpaw, have like lead leg on lead leg, and
lead leg,
you know what I mean? Because like that's
entirely possible
with switch stance. That's always something with just those legs being right on each other. That's easy. Just duck down and grab it.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, it just over 5 rounds. Timur Khizriev easily got the unanimous decision win. Improves to 18-0, undefeated Russian fighter, getting that PFL title, getting $1 million for himself. Just absolutely incredible. It just dominant performance. Looked amazing in there. It's one of those things where, especially like 155, just kind of where they're gonna go with things, and you know what I mean.
145.
Oh, sorry, 145. My bad. But yeah, so like I don't know. It's like, maybe he ends up fighting, Pitbull. Maybe he ends up fighting Jesus Pinedo. You know what I mean? It's just like, who really because it's like, Pinedo was supposed to fight on this card, misses weight, so like he ended up like dropping out. They filled in with Braga. Pitbull just been talking about not being able to get fights. You know what I mean? So it's
Pitbull is not happy with the PFL. A lot of the Bellator guys are not happy with the PFL.
Yeah, it's very fair.
And I understand why.
I mean, it's like I always say this when it comes to the PFL and like their fighters. I feel like it's just depending on what they want to do and like how long of a contract they're stuck in for,
Yeah.
Because Timur's only 29 years old. He's 18-0. He just won $1 million. if he is just trying to rack up some money, stay in the PFL and just stay in the tournament and keep beating these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if he's looking to do great things, he's 29 years old, about to enter his prime, undefeated, just made a fuck ton of money. He trains out of Dagestan. I'm pretty sure he trains with Islam.
I don't think so.
Okay, I feel like I've seen pictures of them before, but, you know, that could just be, like, the occasional training together, you know? Not
okay, no, yeah. He fights out of, same place. Okay, so is it him and not Ghazi that, Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, yeah, so it's Ghazi that fights out of, St. Petersburg, Russia. Gotcha, okay.
But yeah, so it's like, you know, with him fighting at 145 too, so there's nobody from that team right now at 145. It's like, who knows if that's just going to be the pathway of like, you know, I just won here, contract's up, or maybe it's up soon, and he just ends up in the UFC getting himself a top 15 opponent immediately, and you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
I always just want that for like the fighters that are doing good, unless like, you know, like I said, they just want to make money because they just want to make a fuck ton of money, stay in the PFL. But if you want to go and do great things and you're actually a great fighter,
no, yeah, 100% because it's
the most competition.
It's one of those things where it's like for certain fighters where it's like where you're actually talented, you can actually do good things. You go to somewhere like PFL, Bellator, you have good performances, you get a title, you do whatever, and you will get like more recognition, you know, especially in America or whatever, than just fighting locally, just wherever, you know what I mean? But it's like, to just still go to the UFC, you know what I mean? It's like that's just the ultimate goal, like to be able to maximize like that potential, you know? So it's like
it's where the most stacked divisions are. You have the most competition, the most new fights, fresh matchups, and it's the most watched thing globally. So with that, it's the easiest place to cement your name. You're just clearly not going to make $1 million at the end of your 4-fight run. So it's like, it's just up to him of what he wants to do. But you know,
I mean, he's solid striker. He's got real good wrestling. You know what I mean? Got cardio to go 5. He can definitely perform pretty solidly at 145 pounds in the UFC. I would not be surprised if he was able to come into the top 15 right away and be able to do things.
Yeah, that's
100%.
Fucking Movzar versus Timur. That'd be some interesting shit. But
Diego Lopez, Ilya Topuria.
Yeah. So many good potential fights. But yeah, just amazing for Khizriev. Brendan, it does, you know, sucks, but it's one of those things. It's like starting to get older at 34 years old, just obviously not going to be at the peak of his prime anymore.
And also just like the toll it takes to fight 4 times in a year, making weight and all that at that age, all that.
Yeah.
He has talked about moving over to this potentially being his last run in the tournament and moving over to the Bellator, like international series. So championship series or whatever it's called. So that makes sense for him. Obviously, they ever go to England, London, like he'd be great for those cards.
100%.
So
it's like definitely one of the more notable names in PFL right now. So it's like you can float him around like between cards anywhere you want. You know what I mean? And it'll just be good fun no matter what.
100%.
But speaking of some good fun,
this was the one.
Speaking of British people,
yeah, man, this was it. I am so fucking impressed that Dakota Ditcheva was able to blow out Tyler Santos in the fashion that she did. Just watching the first round, it's, you know, moving forward, landing clean shots with the hands, kicks, just everywhere, all over, putting on the pressure, you know what I mean? Tyler looking for takedowns, not being able to get shit off. It was just like, okay, like, this was what I was expecting. Dakota's looking good round 1, but Tyler's eating it all. She's not, like, she's unfazed by it, just just constantly trying to do what she can. And then, you know, end of the round happens. It's like, okay, now let's see how round 2 goes. And I remember you asking me, like, you know, who do I think is gonna wilt first? Like, is Dakota gonna get tired from all of the pressure, or is Tyler gonna fold under it, you know? And just in my head, it was like, if it keeps going like this, Dakota's getting the finish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And round 2 starts, she's going out there, and the shots noticeably having a bit more of an impact on Tyler, affecting her much more. And it was just so good too, because round 1, she, like, always works the body for sure,
every
like,
fight
consistently, but much more to the head round 1, landing really big shots. Round 2 started committing hard to the body,
which like it's so smart because round 1 you are watching yourself land big shots that put every other girl out immediately. Unfazed Tyler. Yeah. She's just still like straight faced, head barely turning, walking forward, doesn't fucking care.
Yeah.
What do you do if you can't knock somebody out? Go to the body. Go to the body. Like
they will either wilt to the body shots, or it's gonna open up their head enough to where you're landing even cleaner shots, harder shots. But yeah, no, that...
Or you just find out they're made of iron, and then from there, whatever. But you know what I mean? It's like...
Yoel Romero, but, you know... just that hook to the body, boom, she immediately goes down. Those two just uppercuts digging into the ribs after. God damn.
Yeah, man, with the first one, it's like, just the way that she stepped off with it to the right side, and she just... crushed the body shot, folded Tyler over, and it was just like, oh, it's done there. And then you saw the ref look and didn't step in, and so Dakota just after a second, like, like you said, 2 more to the body.
2, boom, boom. Tried to go for 1 to the head as the ref was coming in.
Yeah, that was a flawless performance from Dakota Dacheva. The striking ability, the defensive grappling, the strength in there, her size, like, she is absolutely the full package, no doubt about it. And it's one of those things where, you know, we've talked about, the PFL has consistently had bigger stars on the female side of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think Dakota has the potential to become the biggest fighter that the PFL has ever grown?
100%.
Yes.
Because it's like, you know, like you said, it's always the women that kind of have the bigger spotlights, and it's because when it comes to men's MMA, for instance, there's much more people for them to compare it to. So you want to talk about, you know, Timur as 145 champion. Everyone that watches MMA is going to be like, Ilya Taporia smashes him, though. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Volk, Max, Ilya.
Like, Exactly. You take every division, and there's so many people for them to compare them to, you know? But the women division, much less, and especially prior to this year and them doing 125, it was 145 with Kayla Harrison, Larissa Pacheco, and they're putting on great performances, you know?
Yep.
But now you have Dakota that has only been to decision 1 time, so 13 finishes in her 14 wins.
Yep.
Looks absolutely spectacular, which is exactly what people want to see, you know? And now doing this to Tyler. Tyler coming from the top 5 straight into the PFL just kind of directly puts you where Dakota is at in her career. Yeah. The girl that went to a split decision with Valentina Shevchenko that people thought that she could have even won that fight just got finished in the 2nd round by Dakota. Who doesn't want to see her versus Valentina? Her versus literally Valentina, everybody there. You know what I mean? And even possibly just with it in their head that no, she smashes them. So it's like... just with the less people to actually compare it to, it really is like, no, like, Dakota might be the fucking best women 125er there is right now. Like,
yes. And not only, like, just, you know, she has the performances, she has the look, she also has the personality for just being a star. Her getting the, like, them throwing her the lipstick and her doing the because everyone calls her Barbie. Amazing. Like, her personality, like, her shit talk is so good because it's just, like, it works. And it's just funny. It's like, she actually has personality, and it's like, yes, she could easily become the biggest homegrown star the PFL has seen.
Yeah, because and that's why I said
if she wants to stay,
full package, and it's just like one of those things where it's like, because you know Kayla Harrison coming over to the UFC, like in my opinion. No matter what Kayla is able to get done at 135 pounds, even if she, like, gets the title, if Amanda were to come back and she beats Amanda Nunes, if Dakota, after this, like, you know, year, or if they decide to do the tournament again, whatever, she runs through it again, whatever, and then she comes to the UFC. If Dakota comes to the UFC, I will guarantee that she grabs a title. And then it's just like she will surpass like the star of Kayla, like even like post PFL company. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
Like not even just like, you know, their stardom in the PFL, just their career in general. I feel like Dakota Dacheva is going to be the biggest star that has ever graced the PFL cage. You know what I mean?
100%.
No, yeah,
the motherfucking smart cage.
And I feel like with that, the biggest reason for that is 125 has always been more of a talent-rich division than 145 or 135 in totality. So she has a lot more names that she can be fighting. Like right now, for example, you have Rose Namajunas, Jessica Andrade, Erin Blanchfield, Manon Farrow, Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko. Like,
coming
she has
up,
a lot of
Natalia
names.
Silva, like
Yeah, exactly. Macy Barber. Like, you have so many people that she could go against, and just like, honestly, most of the names I just said, I feel like she just wins and just dominates a good amount of those fights potentially.
Yeah, probably. It because I don't know where exactly Amanda Hebos is in the rankings.
Number 10.
Number 10. And who's 9 and 8?
9 is Arugio, and then 8 is Andrade. That would be a fun fight for her to come in and debut in.
So it's like, I know that obviously Caitlin Seminara is still like ranked there, which is like basically undeserved. Yeah. I don't know what's ever going on with her, so I just don't consider her.
And then number 6 is Rose.
But like literally from Amanda Hebos all the way up, I'm taking any one of those fights. Sign me up. I would love to see every single one of them.
I agree, but it's like, for me, like the way she just did Taila Santos, she deserves top 5.
No, for sure.
Like, no, for sure. But like the thing is, it's like
like Ginger saying of like how many names you can put her against in the UFC. Like
the big names that are going to keep boom, like just building that star. Like if she were to come in, former PFL champion, and immediately go into a fight with like Rose Namajunas, like instantaneously, like that is such a huge name to just bump her up in terms of star power.
Yes.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. Dakota is gonna do great things in her career. I mean, in all reality, like
she already has.
Yeah, like she is 14-0. 26 years old. Last year, she changed her life, winning $100,000 in the PFL Europe tournament. 4-0 this year in the major PFL tournament, getting like just solidifying her status as a top female at 125 pounds in the world with this finish over Taila, and making $1 million in the process, plus her 4 guaranteed contract. Bro, like, she has already done way better than most fighters will ever dream to achieve in their careers when they can grind out 30-plus MMA fights and they won't touch something like that. You know what I mean? 26 years old, the world is her clam. You know what I mean? I had to hit with that one real quick.
I don't like oysters.
Make the world your clam. It sounds better. I'm sorry. But yeah, man. Anything that she wants to do, run through another tournament, just sit out for big fights randomly on cards 2 or 3 times throughout the year, go to the UFC, anything at all. She's set.
Yeah, because I can't think of anyone like, because I don't think Bellator did, but like, what they're gonna have her against the person who was the champion, which was what, Liz Carmouche for Bellator?
Yeah,
she smashed.
Liz don't need that.
She does. Like, it's a good name to have on the like resume. Former, Bellator champion and all that. Former UFC fighter. Same with Taila Santos having the UFC background and all that. Like, it's a great name, but it's like also like, what does it really? Yeah, because it's like, you know what I mean.
Basically, Taila Santos was the lineal Bellator 125 champ coming in because she just beat Liz Carmouche. Like, I know it wasn't a 5-round fight, but if there were 2 more rounds, nothing changes about the result of that fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like if they book Liz and Dakota's just going to be the first person to knock out Liz.
Yep.
So I think it would be good for her in that aspect, but that's just all that's going to happen. Is 40-year-old Liz Carmouche is about to get folded.
It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I fucking love Liz Carmouche. It's like, I would hate to see that, but it's like, it's also just one of those things where it's like, that's also MMA. It's like, there's always just the turnover, of the guard, and it's just that way, like you said, just the name on the resume, just PFL champ versus Bellator champ, they'll fucking make another title for that, whatever, it doesn't matter. Give her all the motherfucking belts for it. Like you said, just getting the first person to be able to finish Liz Carmouche in her long, decorated career of fighting so many champions.
Right after finishing Taila Santos for the first time as well.
Yeah, just like two women that fought Valentina Shevchenko that Valentina wasn't even close to finishing. You know what I mean? It's like, like you said, Taila, like, getting the split decision. A lot of people thought that she won. And it's like the Liz Carmouche fight. That one was absolutely horrendous. It was like Valentina was so afraid of the wrestling that she didn't want to engage or overextend on anything against Liz, so it was just the touch him up over 25, like worse than fucking Liz and Alimale. But Dakota Dacheva.
Looks here in the UFC. Like, goddamn.
Let's go. But we had... That's only the second title fight to talk about, because we got 6 on this card.
Damn it.
There were 10 title fights overall, if you include the 4 MENA ones, the most in MMA history. I don't even have to look that up to just know that 10 title fights on a card is, like, that's a fact.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just...
Where else has done that?
Yeah, bro. Like, the UFC is just, like, we don't really even like doing 3. And the PFL is, like, every fucking year we will do 6. And now we're only adding more. Make it 10. Next year, throw PFL Europe underneath PFL MENA and make it 14. You know what I mean? And then still do a 6-fight prelim card. 20 fights. Who cares? 12-hour broadcast. Just extend it every year. We got PFL Africa coming up. That's gonna be 18 times. You know,
bro, that would be horrible.
That does remind me. They were advertising.
That would be so bad.
They were advertising PFL Europe. Are we even going to be the championships for it? Are we even going to be able to watch that?
Yeah, it's coming up the 14th on DAZN. We can watch it.
DAZN.
Yes, okay. yes. U.S. broadcast. So yeah. Definitely gonna be interested in that, but yeah.
We'll watch it. We won't know any of the fighters.
That's fine. That's exactly what happened with PFL MENA.
And then you learn.
The main card, the 125 women's fight. They're both undefeated. 6-0 versus 4-0.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. Either way though, moving on down the PFL card, third title fight to talk about. And it was like we said, like, me and Kate, we slept for no time. We were like, at this point, or I mean, multiple fights before this, we were just basically sleeping in between every fight because of just how tired we were. And to just wake up from a little nappy nap, get so ready for Impa versus Dolvet, and then 58 seconds later, fight is over. Sub-minute knockout for Dolvet Yadchimuradov, the first fighter from Turkmenistan to get a major title for his country. Just absolutely incredible for him. Wins the $1 million. I was so sad watching this.
Yeah.
Same.
Like, I really expected this fight to just go on a bit longer. I thought it would be a good fight, back and forth between some grappling, so, just some scrappy exchanges.
I thought that it was going to be pretty much a war for the first couple rounds and then potentially end in a knockout 3rd round, 4th round.
Yeah.
Right.
58 seconds, just ran over my boy. Oh, yeah, that was really sad to watch.
That was...
Like, I'm so happy for Dolvet because that's awesome. And like you said, just being the first person from Turkmenistan to win the belt in a major organization.
Yep.
But I couldn't feel happy for him because I was just like, my boy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was very sad.
And something that they did point out on the broadcast, he fought Johnny Edlin. Never looked like he was like going to go like out like that. Josh Silveira never had any like look of going out. Dovizan, fucking 58 seconds, not even a minute, able to put him out.
No, yeah, because
insane.
Because like right away, like Impa starts putting on the pressure on him, and he goes forward. I forget exactly what shot, but like just going forward, striking, and then
it's like a right hand.
Yeah, and then Dolvet hits him with a left hand right hand counter. And as soon as Impa got hit with it, it's one of those things where it's like sometimes you just see fighters get hit by a punch where it's like they get stunned when they get hit from it, like it's a video game and they're in hit stun. You know what I mean? It's like as soon as I saw that, it was just like, this is like Impa got hurt.
Yeah.
Right after him, Dolvet gave him no space to work, no time to recover or anything, just put a barrage of shots on him, and then, it's
over.
Oh my goodness. Just, so sad. It really isn't much more to say other than that, just Dolvet just ran over him and won himself $1 million in less than a minute. Just, what a fucking night at the office for him, man. That is not too bad. Yeah, man.
And like you said, first championship for Turkmenistan, so major promotional world championship.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, where it's like when 3-2 in Bellator, Bellator gets bought by PFL, 4 wins in a year to just, It's that's what I just fucking love so much about the PFL tournament, because it's one of those things where it's like a lot of top tier fighters that, you know, like in the matchmaking system where it's like they are going to be top 5, should be fighting for a title. A lot of them don't really want to fight in the PFL tournament because we've talked about it, like 4 fights in a 6-7 month period. It's such a fucking task to do that a lot of fighters can't hang up like to it. So fighters that are just determined and willing to go into the grind, just making such different careers and lives for themselves because of it.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Great fight though, as little as it lasted. The next one though, motherfucking Shamil Masayev, man. Just again, coming into the PFL this year for his first run, gets 2 undefeated fighters in that run, takes both of their O's, the second one being in this championship fight. 17-0 Magomed Umaladov coming in, 19-0-1 Shamil Masayev. And bruh, Umaladov wanted nothing to do with Shamil during that fight.
No. In the beginning, they both had a lot of respect for each other. You could tell there was not much that happened other than a couple leg kicks in the first, 2.5 minutes or so?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like once Shamil started landing shots on Magomed, you could tell he did not want to be in there. Like, he didn't want to get hit with those shots. He got a bit more frantic, a bit more panicky with things. The second round, you know, getting the takedown and immediately getting reversed by Shamil. Shamil was just all over it. He was just better, you know, just all around. And yeah, with this being his first time in the tournament, watching him against Murad, who is also undefeated, it was like, okay, clearly you're good, you know, getting that win over Logan Storley, like doing doing great things, but still like, okay, how do you hold up against another undefeated fighter who's been here a little bit longer? We've seen a little bit more from him, and just fucked him up. That's all to say, because the third round came and he landed the cleanest left hook, didn't really need to follow up with much ground and pound, and it was done.
Like, this has been a great year for him. Beat a former Bellator champion in Logan Storley, takes the O of Murad, runs it back with him right after, beats him again, and then takes the O of Magomed Umaladov and wins $1 million in the fucking process. That is a great year for anyone in combat sports. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, even after that, or I mean before that, you know, it's like he went 3-0-1 in KSW, a great promotion that a lot of good fighters, you know, come from in the UFC. And
and he was supposed to fight Mateus Gamrot.
It's wow, what a.
If he had beat Gamrot, like if they had actually fought, like
to pull out, damn, that's crazy. Imagine. What a different fucking timeline if fucking he beat Gamrot and was the only person to beat Gamrot. Like, wow. Yeah, things could have been so... Dude. He would have been signed to the UFC right then and there.
Dude, timelines, man.
I know.
It's insane.
Another little thing, though, is, he's the only person to have finished Logan Storley with his second round finish over him.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow, yeah, so...
Yeah, and it's like, he had...
Finished 3 guys who had not been finished before in a single year. That is a great year.
Like, being an 11-0 undefeated fighter in KSW, gets a draw, beats Alexei Konchenko 21-4, like, after KSW, before PFL. And then it's like, like you said, just Logan Storley, Murad twice in a row, and now Magomed Umaladov wins $1 million. Like, it's just absolutely incredible, man. The power on him is just absolutely ridiculous. His ability to just, you know, we didn't really, like, see it, saw like a little bit in this one, but, like, just his grappling defense is incredible. Like, when fucking Magomed got him down and, like, his base, you know, just went out and he was just, like, flat on the ground for Shamil to just hit the switch right away to get back on top. Dude is an incredible fighter, and, just another one of those things where it's like, what do you want to do, man? You want to try and grind out another tournament for another $1 million and just be absolutely set for life, or
do you want to be another undefeated guy in the 170-pound division in the UFC? Because I know one of their O's is going to go this weekend, but it's like currently with Shavkat, Ian, Michael Morales, like
fucking what was it, Ramazan Kurmagomedov, who just beat Jason Jackson, undefeated fighter who has the Bellator 170 title.
Oh, yeah, true. I
Does
forgot about
he
him.
look to fucking take another O?
That would go
Dude,
crazy.
he just becomes this. He just becomes the O snatcher. He just snatches everyone's fucking O.
If that was the case, into the PFL, just rips apart everyone's undefeated record that he could, and then just goes to the UFC and was you got.
I would root for him every time,
bro. It would just for him to come in and just be like, look what I did to these guys' records in in PFL. Like, give me fucking Morales, give me, Shavkat, whoever is, just give me, oh my god, bro, that would be fucking incredible. Yeah.
Give me your unbeaten, give me your unfinished, I will destroy them.
Yeah, man, that would be pretty damn incredible if he's able to get something like that done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go, Shamil. You're a fucking beast, and can't wait to see what he does.
Nah, for real.
Silent assassin.
Yeah. Going on down the card, 2 more title fights to talk about. This one at 155 pounds. Definitely a more exciting fight than I thought it was going to be going into it.
Yes.
Gadzi Rabadanov.
Like I told you guys, Brent Primus is a dog.
Yeah, just the first thing with this fight is I don't know how much the MMA community has picked up on this at all, but now with Gadzi winning, bro, Dagestan runs 155 pounds.
Yes,
it is kind of incredible that UFC, Bellator, PFL, all champions are from Dagestan. Had it mixed up before because with just seeing that Timur was the one fighting with out of the same place as Islam. I can never fucking pronounce that town or city, whatever. It's Machkalahala.
The thing is the first time I ever saw it, you called it Makala Chakala, and that's the only thing I can ever see, even though I know that's not what it is.
I know.
Like, you have absolutely ruined my brain immediately to that word.
Yeah.
Or that place.
Yeah, I always chill son in that. I just, I really have to hear it, and then, I can say it, obviously, because it's just easy to, mimic, but seeing it straight up, I can never get it. But it's just man, Gadzi Rabadanov, 24-4-2 in his career, getting the 3rd round finish over Brent Primus, becoming the 3rd Dagestani champion at 155 pounds in just right now globally in MMA. And it was just it's crazy to think about that. We got 4 major titles. Dagestan holds 3 of them in that division. And then, we'll talk about it in the next podcast. But then we realized it was Christian Lee is defending his lightweight title in one championship next week. And I'm just I'm pretty sure that's an undefeated Av, right? And then I looked and he is born in Dagestan. And
the one difference is he doesn't fight with the same team. He trains and fights out of Turkey. So there is that difference. But I hate it. I need Christian Lee to win this fight. It is his return, and we'll get into it more, but oof.
I was about to let's
but it
divert back in.
Dagestan is just it's been multiple years, really 6-7 years that Dagestan has been blowing up on the map, and it's just more fighters consistently all over the place. And the thing that I'm starting to love, and I'm sure fucking so many people hate, but now it's because they all came into the UFC with Habib and the Abdulmanap camp and getting that pathway, but now it's just spreading to other organizations. You're just starting to see it in PFL, Bellator now, and it's just.
I'm sure there are people who are not happy about that, but I don't care. I just want to see good fucking fights.
That's the thing. It's
because that's the thing. The other thing is ever since Habib, they have been leveling up their striking so much.
Yeah, man.
Bro, Habib's striking was laughable. I remember going through a run, watching his first couple fights, and literally through his first 3 fights, I couldn't stop laughing at this man and thinking, I can't believe this is the man that went undefeated, was champion, just was the scary man of the division, and he strikes like that. Yeah. Oh, incredible.
Because it was just a year into you watching MMA, and just at that point, it was right after Habib had left, so everyone always talking about Habib the GOAT, all these things, undefeated, and Kate's just why are people so hyped? And so I was let's watch all 13 of his fights in a row, And then, yes, she was just like, what the fuck are you? Like, because it's just one of those things when it's like, you see guys make their debut and it's like, holy fuck, you are talented, you are good. And then they just meet some fucking guy that has been beaten up by, like, all of the good guys moving up, you know, like just some veteran, and then they get stopped there and they never progress or do anything from there. And it's like, holy shit. And then someone like Khabib, where it's like, yeah, some fucking dude from fucking where? Dagestan? Like, oh, where the fuck is that even from? No one knows about that in fucking 2012, you know what I mean? Like, where, like, that country is, and then it's like, he's performing like that, it's like, he's not gonna do shit, he can barely make weight, he's having injuries, and fucking, you know what I mean? It was like, and then just ended up doing
go to the division.
and then it's like, yeah, just that team and the country and just everywhere, man, just absolutely beautiful. And it's like, I know we were talking about the other day where it's like, so many people want to like talk about MMA being like a global sport and like all of these things and how it's like awesome, but then it's like when the like it actually starts to get global and these random places start to like just all of a sudden get fighters and then they dominate the scene, then it's like people are like, oh, what the fuck, like this sucks. And it's like, brother, like it's just all part of the process, the ebbs and flows. Like some style, some camp comes in, they have something a little bit different, catches everybody by surprise, they don't know how to deal with it, they dominate everyone, years go by, they start to learn, and then everyone as a sport just starts to evolve and level up, you know what I mean? Like,
and that's the thing, it's happened in like things like boxing, like all right, so obviously the last American champion was Deontay Wilder. Name an American champion, heavyweight champion before that.
Mike Tyson.
That was I think Tyson was the last one before that. Like, for some reason, heavyweight has been dominated by Eastern Europe and Britain for some reason.
Yeah.
In the past, like, 20 years.
Yeah, it's one of those
just
things.
Is what it is. Like, that just happens.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of the thing, is that happens a lot in just sports in general. Like, as it globalizes, yeah, you're going to get a lot more people and a lot more places to get to, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, at the top of the sport, so.
But bringing it back to Godsey and Brent Primus, though, because I fell asleep for a lot of this one. I was just so tired watching fucking Brent just lock down that arm with a going for
a go-go plata 3 separate times in the first round.
Laying down on the floor with sleepy eyes was not the way to go for that fight as it started out. But like just rewatching it this morning and everything, I really feel like just overall with this, I'm kind of not the most impressed with Godsey overall, and it was just more of like, it's like, you know, obviously Brent has had like a good run, you know, like throughout this year. Bro, he looked extra old in this fight compared to his other ones. Like, he looked so slow. He just was barely able to put anything together other than like a couple decent shots in the third round before he got finished. You know what I mean? It just really was like, okay, the Brent, you should probably hang it up here before you take too much damage on your way out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely feel that way. Like, he is 39. Like, he's old as hell for 155.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like, and I mean, to be fair, though, like, it's not like if it was Clay Collard in there instead of Brent, like, that this would have been, I think Collard would have been dominated in this fight by Godsey.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he probably would have gotten subbed easy, you know what I mean? But it's
it's just like...
But yeah, just Godsey didn't look too impressive on the feet to me, and it just like... It was just really like the speed factor that Brent could not deal with that, and then obviously Godsey hits pretty good, you know what I mean? But...
No, yeah.
Brent being a little bit chinny at this point in his career as well, so one of them things.
I've been saying it since the first fight this year that he's been on fucking baby giraffe legs since, you know?
Yeah.
Every single one just getting touched up and rocked all over the place except for Clay, because Clay has zero grappling, so he was able to just do what he did.
Yeah. I was about to say, Godsey versus Usman Nurmagomedov? Because you were saying you got confused, he doesn't train with them, right?
Yeah, it says that he's fighting out of St. Petersburg.
So... Potentially, like, if they do the Bellator versus PFL thing.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know how much, like, as you know, he doesn't train there, but just, you know, even being, like, born there from there, I don't know how much they're going to be too keen on, like, fighting other people from that region, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, great win for him. Awesome win, $1 million. It just Dagestan bringing home the fucking money. You know what I mean?
I was about to say 4 of the champions were Russian.
Yeah, pretty
just
damn
Russian in general.
Yeah. Going on down to the last Russian champion, the last championship fight. Denis Goltsov gets a first-round sub via triangle choke, puts Oleg Popov to sleep.
Was not expecting that at all.
No, not at all. It calls out Francis afterwards, and, you know, like, Dan Hardy was trying to get it all hyped up like that was like, oh, like, this is, you know what I mean? Like,
not the greatest fight, but, like...
It's like, this dude already got fucking mollywopped by fucking Renan Fajeda last year, and we saw how... It's like, what, we think that when Francis easily takes him down in the first round, like he took down Renan Fajeda, and like he got taken down by Popov, that like...
He's gonna throw up a triangle on fucking Francis.
No, he's getting fucking taken down and slept just like Renan Fajeda, probably a little bit faster. Yeah, man, I got no interest
Shane
in
might
that
not even
fight
take
at
him
all.
down.
After that fight, Francis called out Jones, so...
Yep.
And, it's also looking like there are rumors that Francis might be fighting Derek Chisora in boxing.
I have not seen that. That would be very... Oh, my God. Oh, fuck. God damn it.
I don't think that's a good... I would rather see the Deontay Wilder fight.
Yeah, for
That's a much more winnable fight for Francis.
Because Chisora's the champ that got the belt because Usyk had to, like, vacate one of them, right? Or is that Dillian White?
You're thinking... I think you're thinking Dillian White.
I don't know.
Derek Chisora has been kind of like a journeyman most of his career.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, either way though, we'll see what happens with Big Francis. But yeah, no interest to see him fight Goltsov. There's nothing there, nothing to it. Going on down to the prelims though, the last bit of fights to talk about. We did have 10 prelim fights. I know for me, I'll let you bring up the good one. You know what I mean? But I was very sad seeing that Jesus Pinedo missed weight and then got pulled from the fight against Jeremy Kennedy. That just really sucked. But then they had Braga fill in. Braga gets the unanimous decision over Jeremy Kennedy. Wasn't the greatest fight overall, but just good for Braga to get it done. Just another win on the record over Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, you know?
Yeah.
Just going back, it wasn't Dillian White. It was Daniel Dubois. You got the IPF.
That's who
I couldn't remember it. I just wanted to look because I was like, maybe I'm wrong. And we were both wrong.
Yep. Too many boxers I don't really know about that name start with D. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's right. Pretty sure Daniel is fighting someone soon too.
But
who cares?
Yeah. But yeah, that my little honorable mention. But Kate, take it away.
Bruh, the unexpected greatest thing on the card, because as we mentioned, overall there was 10 championship fights. There was 4 for the MENA.
Yep.
So
135 to 170, very great divisions to have.
Yep. And those were great.
Yes.
But the thing that really topped the fucking cake was the amateur bout between Hatan Al Saif and Lilia Asmani. Bro, Hatan moving up to 3-0. This poor girl in her first amateur fight ever. She is vicious. She is 3-0 with 3 finishes now. She was landing big, clean shots on Lilia, just really going after it, just clean, looking good in there. But again, another person who was like, I'm landing big shots and it's not working, so let me go to the body in the second round. She had Lilia up on the cage and just nasty, just pushed her in and brought the knee to the body and folded this poor girl. She was done. It was beautiful. I want to see so much more of her fights.
Oh yeah.
The only thing that sucks with it is that she is an atom weight. She is very small. She was 5'1", 60-inch reach. So it's nice that PFL is doing this here for her, you know? Not for her, but like having like these fights.
Yeah.
But it just sucks that there's not many major promotions that actually have atom weight, because like it would be incredible to be able to watch her fight on like a bigger stage, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I said, her very first fight, head kick in the second round. Her second fight, second round corner stoppage, and then her third fight, knees to the body, second round. Like, seems like she just be putting it on these girls in the first round, and by the second round they can't hang no more. Like, it's crazy.
And it because I think it was the first round too. She throws the head kick when Lilia was up on the cage, misses it, and just spins with the fucking side kick right to the chin. Like, incredible performance. Just like, one of those things where it's like, okay, they moved the amateur fight to split up the MENA championships or whatever. Like, should have just had it as the first fight, amateur, get it over with like they usually do. But what absolutely incredible performance.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Jinder, did you go back and watch all like the MENA championships and stuff?
Yeah, I watched from the prelims up, like the beginning of the prelims up. So
hell yeah. What on the prelims were you most impressed with, and do you want to bring up out of other than Braga and Hatan?
Bro, Castillo von Steenis fucking head kicking Santos in the first 48 seconds after throwing 2 leg kicks, and then just throwing up a head kick, knocks him out cold. And just, like, that was so good. Like,
that was
literally,
nasty.
I'm watching, I decided to stream my reactions as I was watching the fights, and I'm just watching, like, okay, good leg kick, good leg kick. Oh, shit, he just knocked him out with a leg kick.
Yeah.
Like, first fight on the card, starting that way, got me hyped for the rest of the card.
Because, just as soon as he started to, he was throwing the head kick, the dude just threw a right hand off of it, way out of range, and at full extension, left hand just down. Blasted with it. Yeah, man. That was absolutely vicious. But yeah.
No, yeah.
I feel like the other thing worth mentioning is Abdul Al-Khatani, because it was Hatan and him that were the 2 Saudi fighters on the card, both getting it done by finish. He got the first round KO. That was beautiful.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. But overall, the MENA was pretty good, because it was Al-Khatani that was her fiance, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I know she came in after I had the same corner and everything. They said on the broadcast that one of them was her fiance, and so with her coming in, I figured that was. But I know that was a funny one of just both the 2 guys that lost in the semifinals ended up fighting in the championship, because the 2 guys that won in the semifinals pulled out. So it just one of those things where it's to get the opportunity in PFL MENA, you know what I mean? You lose in the semifinals and then get the opportunity in the finals, win first round knockout, make $100,000. That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Good overall. The 4 MENA fights, 3 of them were finishes. So very nice.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. That is PFL Championship. Very good card and fights overall. Just it's we knew it was gonna be long with the 16 fights and the 10 championship fights, but it's bro, 9-hour broadcast, fucking little goddamn performance they did to start, bro. Oh my god. Being so goddamn tired, having to wait 45 minutes from the last MENA fight until the main card broadcast started, and then they pull out that motherfucker to just waste even more time. Oh my god, I was so unhappy with it. So unhappy, it was terrible.
So, since I got to watch these after work, I got to skip all the bullshit.
I know.
The second I saw Nav, I was like, skipping about 30 minutes.
Yeah. I thought about it on just Friday at some point. I'm just like, Ginger's gonna have such a better experience watching these fights than we did. Oh man. Those are all the fights to talk about, but we do got some fight news to get into for the week. A lot of them, not the most, they're the biggest fights to talk about, but we do got a couple fun ones to get into. This one, when I kind of totally forgot about this fight, but I fucking love me the Hulk. Anytime I see a fight of his announced, I'm bringing it up. I don't care.
The thing is that this is also just the perfect fight.
Yeah.
It's incredible. First round knockout, not sure who's getting it, but there's no chance it doesn't end that way.
I mean, right. I don't know. So Iwan Kutelaba, the Hulk taking on Ibo Aslan. Bro, he will grapple at points, and it's just but
true.
That's what I fucking love, because it's 205 pounds, and he legitimately has some good grappling on him, but he doesn't always use it And like 95% of the time, he's gonna fight in the dumbest way possible.
And gas.
Yeah,
Bro has no gas tank.
But there's just the occasions where he puts it together and actually looks good. You know what I mean? It's just.
But it's Ebo, who's 14-1 with 14 knockouts, most of them coming in the first round, with 1 second-round loss. That coming to Anton Turkalj, a rear naked choke, the Pleasure Man.
Yes, and it's like
he lost to the.
That's his
he made
only
him
loss.
feel the Pleasure Man.
That is the only loss on his record, was on the regionals, and then his UFC debut was him, and I was like, oh my god, like what's gonna happen? But he ended up getting him out of there in the 3rd round. It was a real sloppy fight, very fun. But
yes.
Just one of those things where it's like one of those fights where you're just like, you look at it, you think about it, there's no doubt this doesn't end in the first round. It's going all 3. Iwan Kutelaba is winning a terribly, sloppily hilarious decision, I'm telling you now.
That's so true, because every time I say it, it is when it happens.
He's going to win via sloppy split decision.
Bro,
but it's gonna be fun.
By forearm choke or some shit. You know, like that is the kind of shit I'm expecting from this. You know what I mean?
He'll win by forearm choke from the bottom. Like
it's gonna be something. Like, yeah, man.
How that's possible, I don't know, but he'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. This fucking next fight too, motherfucking T-Rex, he is back, taking on Damir Hazovic.
Yes.
The thing that I'm a little bit scared about this fight is because I know a lot of times this shit, 99% of it doesn't actually ever mean anything, but sometimes I feel like it means something. T-Rex 5-4 in the UFC, Damir 4-5 in the UFC. It's just one of those things where I really hope they both don't go a fucking perfect 50-50, you know?
Right.
T-Rex has got to get this done. But I'm just not sure.
I want T-Rex to get it done, but yeah, I don't know.
It's not a debuting fighter, so it makes me scared.
Yeah, but it's a 38-year-old who has.
Damn, I did not realize Damir was 38.
Who hasn't fought in 2 years and some months. His last fight was July of 22, and he lost to Mark DeCasey.
Who's he fought in the UFC again? Because I feel like I remember him having like decent wins and stuff. I was looking at it earlier, but I can't remember it.
He beat Yancy Medeiros. He lost to Moicano. Lost to Christian Giagos. Beat Polo Reyes, Nick Hine. Lost to Alan Patrick, and
Martin Held was his other win, right?
Martin Held, and then you lost to Marbek Izimov.
Yeah, so it's like, he's got solid wins, and it's not like he's got terrible losses either. You know what I mean? Like the
one thing that I don't like about him is that he has way too many decision losses and wins. He's been knocked out once and subbed once. So hopefully he doesn't somehow drag T-Rex to his first decision, and T-Rex just gets him out of there.
Hopefully.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I was much more worried about this fight for T-Rex until you said that he was 38. I did not realize he was that old already. So,
and I mean,
T-Rex 2 years and a half out from his last fight.
Yeah.
And Damir's like 2 losses via finish are both in the UFC, in his UFC debut, and then to Moicano via rear naked choke. So I mean,
no shame.
No shame, and that's what I mean. Though they were in the UFC, so it's not like these were like early fights where he lost via these finishes. So it's like. It's possible.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Both in the first round.
Very nice. So that sounds absolutely perfect for a T-Rex win.
You got
it.
You either finish him in the first, or you have to go to a decision with this man. There's no in between if you're gonna win.
All of his wins in the first round, he has 1 third-round win.
Very nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, should be a fun one though, for sure. This next one, I am so excited for this one. Vinicius Oliveira, he is back.
Yes.
It just looked incredible with his last one over Ricky Simone. We were just talking about it of like all these guys coming up at 135 and like who kind of deserves that push to the top 15. And he had like the best individual win out of everyone else.
Yes.
Only 2-0 in the UFC. Just looking incredible though, and he's taking on Saeed Nurmagomedov. Consistent dude that when someone falls out the top 15, he gets put in at number 15, always sitting around right there. just a great test for him to see what he can do. If he's able to go out there and blow the doors off Saeed, it's like, bro, push this man. He's gonna fucking do something at 135 pounds.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 100%. Like, I would... if he wins this, it's like, no, top... Give him, like, 12, 11, 10.
Yeah.
Like, somewhere in that range. Like, he needs to fight someone right there.
He going to be the first person to finish Saeed?
Bro, maybe. Like,
it's entirely possible. He has the power to do it.
Yeah, he's good, man. Just great fight, though. Very excited to see how that plays out.
Mm-hmm.
This next one.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I fucking hate this fight. So, bro, oh my god. Kevin Holland versus RDR. It's like, okay, hear me out.
I'm hearing you out. I need to hear it out.
I 100% understand why the UFC did this one, because I feel like the obviously RDR being a former double champ in one championship, his only losses being to Anatoly, just, being a great grappler, that being his thing. They gave him GM3, just, the grappling fight, probably figured that, like, okay, they're gonna mostly fight in the grappling where he should be able to get it done, look good, move up, This dude, tooth and nail with GM3, gets the win and was fucking rolled out on the mat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was done after his fight with GM3.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kevin Holland has zero fucking grappling, so it's like...
I wouldn't say zero grappling.
He is... At the higher levels, like, he can't grapple for shit against these guys. Like, he just... He really can't. But it's like RDR, he can easily grab a hold of him, toss him to the ground. I feel like being the much bigger physical guy, and like that's gonna be the easy path to victory. But it's like, brother, he got rocked by GM3 on the feet. Like,
and Holland,
even if RDR wins, he's gonna look even worse than the fight. Like it.
Yeah, yes. Kevin Holland is the only one that can look good in a win here. The thing is that I don't know how much respect Kevin Holland actually has for RDR, because we see it in too many of his fights where it's like, yeah, a bigger fight, and he just doesn't take it serious because he wants to have fun, He doesn't want to get pushed up in the division. He doesn't want to do too much. He's like, I'm going to have fun with this fight. But we see in other ones where he's like, nah, I'm getting this fucking schlub out of there, I really feel like it depends on where he places fucking RDR, because, yeah, if he lands one big shot on him and sees RDR, like, cover up, react crazy, he's going to follow that up and get him out of there in, like, the first round, No,
yeah, for sure.
But if he doesn't feel like doing that, then I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a really long night for RDR, like...
Because it's like, RDR's going to go to the grappling, like, like, I don't think he's going to fuck around much on the feet.
Yeah, and Holland might just straight up fucking wrap him up in a Darce choke and be like, goodbye, brother. Like...
I would be pretty surprised, honestly.
Honestly, I just see Kevin Holland doing his thing and just that two coming right down the pipe and just potentially knocking out RDR or just dropping him, goes in for some ground and pound and just,
It's just like I feel like it's just going to be one of those fights where it's like, like every round starts on the feet, and so it's like Holland's gonna have that limited time to like land that one shot, to your point, because it's like RDR does not like to be hit, so it's like he can easily, like, being very tall, long, fights extremely tall and long as well, he can easily find that shot to, like, possibly put him down, get him out of there. But it's like, if he doesn't and then RDR gets a hold of him, he's dragging him down, he's gonna wear on him, beat him up, he's gonna get frustrated, he's gonna, like, you know what I mean, and then it's like he's just gonna touch him at the start of the second round. RDR is gonna be like, get a hold of him, drag him down. Like it. I hate this fight so fucking much, man. Like
it's not good.
They should have just given him Jack Hermanson. You know what I mean? Like
it's like we talked about, like Jack Hermanson. I still like the fight with Bo Nickel.
Yeah, that would have been a great one too. Bo Nickel, fucking, like, just anyone,
especially after that last performance with Bo and Paul Craig, would have been really interesting to see. Yeah,
but I mean, it's gonna be wacky for sure. You're definitely gonna get a whole lot of Kevin Holland talking in that one, but yeah, we'll see how that one ends up playing out. Well, I mean, it depends because it's like like you say, this could also just be like a 25-second fight, and like that's really just it. So yeah, we'll see. Next one, William Gomis versus Haider Emil. I don't really understand why Gomis is getting this fight and not fighting a more notable fighter higher up in the division.
Especially
really
because it's
don't
for
understand.
March 1st. It's not like this is just, short notice, let's throw something together for a fight coming up, you know? It's months out. Haider Emil is 2-0. And yeah, like he's had 2 finishes, but it's like they've been pretty wild and not showing much of a great skill set as much as just like, this guy is like crazy, he has fun, and like they fold under the pressure.
Yeah.
Was it Haider Emil that landed, they were like, he just landed like a 48 shot combo and got this guy out of there, like. Yeah. But it wasn't skillful, it was just wild. Like, I don't know.
No, yeah.
I don't know how else to explain it. William Gomis 4-0, just beat Joe Anderson Brito. He should be fighting up.
Yeah,
he should be.
Haider Emil definitely solid. You know what I mean? It's like you said, just putting the pressure on. It's like I wouldn't be the most surprised if like just that fucking wild, relentless pressure and barrage of punches that it's like he's able to just go out there and just probably get him out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like more than likely the more technical striker in Gomis is gonna be able to move, touch, and just kind of pick him apart over the distance. I would assume, honestly. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But hopefully it's just fun overall. Haider Emil gets it done, it'll probably be a great fucking performance. So I definitely wouldn't be upset with that. This next one, I thought it was more kind of funny. That's why I kind of threw it in here.
No, that's fair.
Bro, they just love to keep Cody Brundage around.
Yeah, bro, it's so funny.
Yes.
Just the guys that it's like are solid or whatever, don't do too bad, get cut for whatever.
Carl Williams losing his first fight in the UFC, you're out of here.
Yeah.
3-1.
Cody Brundage, man. Like,
Cody Brundage, we need you for a fight.
It's incredible. But he's taking on Ryan Loder. Tough 32 winner. Looked real good in there. Like, I wasn't expecting him to like get it done as impressively in the tough finale that he did.
Yeah.
So I'm just like actually a little bit interested in this one, and so it's like if he's able to go out there, blow the doors off Brundage, then it's like, okay, maybe you're actually like a decent fighter at 185 pounds. You know what I mean?
The thing is that it's so hard to call someone a decent fighter for beating Cody Brundage because it's like, let's go back to his 2022. He gets knocked out by Michel Olajeszczuk. Then he gets
a decent fighter.
And he gets subbed by Adolfo Vieira. He loses a decision to Cedricus Dumas.
Yeah, that's not great.
He wins the DQ win over Jacob Malkoun because illegal elbow to the back of the head.
Yep.
He gets that lucky-ass slam over Zach Reese. Loses to Bo Nickel. 37-second first round no contest with Abdul Razak Al Hassan.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I don't know. It's
like, because I would, like, in all reality, like, his only loss that I would say is, like, not a solid or decent fighter is Cedricus, and it went to a decision with him.
So no. Huh. His worst loss is definitely Nick Maximov.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was also a decision, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But, so, like, that's why, if he goes out there, blows the doors off it, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, like, you're probably a decent fight. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, yeah, I'm not, like...
I guess, yeah.
Like, and
Michel Olajeszczuk, very 50-50, so it's just, like, I don't know.
Yeah, and because it's like, it's like, yeah, Michel's just the guy that's just always... Like, he's a solid fighter, but he's just always set up for the guys that should be top 15 to look good against him and move up. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's, like... Just one of those things.
I do think he might get cut after this one because I mean,
if he loses, I think so. Yeah,
a loss to Bo Nickel, no contest. Another loss. He's 4-5 and 1 no contest right now. One of those wins should be a loss.
Yeah,
so it should be 3-6 and 1. He'd be like 3-7 and 1 realistically.
And, like, really, if we're even, like, the slam with Zach Reese, like, had that slam not landed the way it did, it was probably going to be 2-7. So, like,
yeah, exactly.
I mean? It's like, because it's one of those things, I feel like you obviously can't take it away from him. Like, it was great to do it, but
that's something you can call a Hail Mary. I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
I mean, Slam KOs never happened. 2 happened that night back to back. There was a god over that arena. Like,
no, yeah, for sure. It's just, it's just like I guess it's one of those things where it's just like I don't know. Like it was definitely much more common back in the day for sure. It's not one of those things where it's like you could easily find a highlight of 20 plus fucking Slam KOs throughout the years of fucking MMA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is, most. Like, at this point in everyone's career, like, everyone kind of understands, like, at a certain point, like, all right, I need to let go of this so I don't get slam KO'd. Like, back in the day, people just were just like, this dude's not going to slam me. It's not going to happen. I'm just going to, fuck, I'm up here now.
I know. Because, yes, if he didn't get that, he more than likely gets knocked the fuck out at some point during that fight.
He would have just gotten armbarred.
But he still got it, and that's how it, you know what I mean? Like,
he just would have gotten armbarred there. That's what would have happened.
Yeah.
Armbar or arm triangle. Or it was like a triangle armbar he was in.
Just depending on how it goes. But yeah. Either way, though, we'll see what Ryan Loader can do against fucking Cody Brundage. This last one, Kate. Holy shit. I'm so perplexed.
One just be doing shit, but I'm okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so incredible, man. Who's fucking better? I love a good old battle of the names. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Johan versus Johan. Fucking Young Buck versus
a slightly older Young Buck, because it's 17 to 21, like
a monster. Oh, bro, 1 championship. Put it on the fucking Battle of the Johans, a fight for the fucking ages. Like, this is gonna be so. Doesn't fucking 21-year-old Johan have like a 5'7" inch reach advantage or some shit like that? Doesn't he have giant ass arms?
Yeah, because he's 5'9" with a 74-inch reach.
Yeah.
And then younger JoJo is 5'7", 69-inch reach.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But younger JoJo he's fucking good. He's real vicious. He got some real good knockout power. He has 1 decision in 1 championship. And he's lost 1 decision.
Yes.
But he is technically much better on the feet.
Yes, yeah,
because
for sure.
This is, Johan Jojo Ghazali, 17 years old. He is the technically better fighter. But then you have Johan Estupinan, who is, like we said, 21 years old, taller, longer. In 1 championship, he has been undefeated. He has also gone to decision 1 time, but he be putting on the wildest, wackiest performances until he gets the finish. Like, it wasn't his last one. It was the September one, I believe. That up until he got the knockout in the 2nd round, there were 6 knockdowns at that point. He got knocked down twice in the 1st round, and then proceeded to knock down the guy, and then knocked. So that equaled 3. And then he went out there and knocked him down 3 times in the 2nd round. And it was over. It was just the 3rd knockdown. He didn't even have to do it to him, but he put him the fuck to sleep with that one. Like, it was just vicious, but it was wild. His hands are always down enough for his head to be open. He throws from crazy ranges. Like, it's just fucking insane to see.
Bro, like, he fights on the brink of destruction at every fucking second. He forces his opponent to just walk on a tightrope with him, and whoever slips is getting sent to the depths of hell. Like, that is the fucking proposition that he brings into the fights with his opponents.
And since he's been in 1 championship, he's been winning these propositions.
Yeah, but that's where I just struggle, because it's like, with JoJo being the more technical one, like, he can definitely thread that needle to put Johan out, you know what I mean? But it's like, with Johan's forward pressure and the size and range and his just willingness to go, we've seen Johan just get put on the back foot and get touched up trying to find the counter shots, where it's like, bro, does Johan roll over JoJo, or does JoJo find the fucking counter shot and just send him to hell, man? Like, I do not know. It is an incredible fight. I am all for it.
That is the thing. I do love a fight between a counter fighter and a fighter who's like, I'm going to drag you into the abyss. I know I can handle this pressure. Can you?
Yeah,
that's the thing is they can't even always handle the pressure.
Yeah,
it's like this is Muay Thai. It's not MMA. There's a 3 knockdown rule. He can't be out there acting reckless and letting JoJo put it on him because he will get knocked down.
No, I know, but like it's just like.
Cause shit, I'm pretty sure it was the same thing with him too. He got the 3 knockdowns in his last fight, and it was just the last one. Yeah, he just put him out and just stood over him, looking at the dead body. Like, 17 years old, just killer. Oh my god, it's so good. I'm so excited for this fight.
Yeah, bro.
And it's on a great card.
Yeah, man, absolutely incredible. Yeah. Oh my god, I really don't know. That's a fun one. That's a fun one.
It'll be fun.
May the best fucking
young
barely,
boy.
Yeah, barely man fucking win. Oh man, let's go. It's gonna be great. But those are all the fights to talk about. Everything for this episode of the podcast. I hope everyone enjoyed this one. Like and subscribe if you did. And holy fuck, what a preview we got for you next week. Because the return of Christian Lee to unify his 1 championship title and motherfucking the last UFC pay-per-view of the year, UFC 310. The debut of Kaya Sakura in a fucking fight between Shavkat and Ian. Oh, incredible. Let's go. Peace out, everyone.